What is up, woke? It's a Woke Bucks, and I'm back again with another live stream. So the topic that I'll be discussing this live stream right now is in regards to how to fight off demonic spirits that are stopping you from progressing in life. The one thing you're going to understand at the end of the day is that there are certain spirits in your life that are causing you to not be able to move forward. There are certain spirits in your life that are causing you to move backwards, to feel like you're fighting with your family or your family's fighting with you, to feel like you're not being able to be able to level up in your life. You need to withdraw from all of these evil spirits, all of these demonic spirits, these spirits of hatred, jealousy, anger, non-progression, because they're here to take your soul. They're here to consume you. And if you do not put yourself in a position on a daily basis to become a better person, to trust in God, to trust in spiritual warfare from the godly perspective, all of these spirits might consume you. You have to trust in God that God is going to be able to put you in a position to be able to liberate you of all types of demonic spirits that you're facing right now, because God is the ruler. God is going to put you in a position to be able to level up. But a lot of people are facing a lot of trauma, a lot of backlash, a lot of nonsense that they're facing in their lives, because the thing is that they're not living holy lives, right? You have to trust in Jesus. You have to trust in God. You have to trust in the Holy Spirit to be able to liberate you of everything that you're facing in your life, because everything that you're facing in your life is going to come to pass if you trust in God. Trust in God so he can be able to lift you up. Trust in God so he can be able to elevate you. Trust in God so he can be able to get you out of your situation, right? These spirits are here to just take your soul. You can't allow them to take your soul. You have to trust in him with all of your heart, mind, and soul, because at the end of the day, he's going to save you from it, whatever you're facing, right? But a lot of people don't have faith. A lot of people are not even taught about God now. So they move around aimlessly in the world. You have to trust in God that he's going to put you in a situation that's going to be befitting to you through his mercy and his might. But when you're not putting yourself in a position every single day to be able to level up, in order to be able to become better, then it's going to be hard for you to be able to get those spirits away from you, because they're here to make you burn forever in the physical realm and then in the spiritual realm in hell, right? You have to be careful of all those types of energy, because they're here to be able to destroy you. That is the truth, right? At the end of the day, the one that's last standing is really going to be able to tell the truth about how he was able to get through all of the trials and tribulations, right? All of these trials and tribulations that you see in the world are meant to really test you, but a lot of people end up folding into the trials and tribulations, and they don't know how to handle it. They don't know how to handle the pressure. They don't know how to handle all of the things that are here to be able to lower your vibration, right? They end up participating in activities that are going to move them towards the demonic aisle, right? Participating in sexual activity with like on a man's aspect, participating in sexual activity with women that are demonic, have a whole bunch of demonic spirits in them. They have Jezebel, succubus spirits in them. And women, you have intercourse with men that possess some type of demonic incubus spirit. You have to be careful of the types of energy that you're exchanging during intercourse, during conversations, because it's real and it's meant to put you in harm. You have to trust in God that he's going to be able to put you in a situation that you're going to be able to level up from. But you really have to be careful of the type of life you're living, especially in the flesh, because the reality is that whatever type of reality you live in the flesh, it's also going to be lived in the spirit, because the spirit and the flesh are intertwinable, right? But for you to be able to live that life in the flesh, you have to be part of the spirit realm first, because there's two different types of war that we're fighting right now. We're fighting a spiritual war, and we're also fighting a physical war. Does that make sense? So if you're not living your life the right way physically, then your spirit life is messed up. But if you're living your life right, if you're living your life the right way in the physical form, your spiritual life is going to be even better. So a lot of people just have to take that into account. We as woke ones of the Most High, we understand that. Therefore, we have to put in the best effort every single day in order to be able to level up, which means we cannot allow ourselves to be mediocre. We cannot allow ourselves to be average. We have to live life according to the way that God wants us to do it, no matter how we feel. There are certain sacrifices we have to make now in order to be able to live a life of an abundance later on down the line. But the problem is that a lot of people, right, they're not willing to make those sacrifices in order to be able to level up, right? They're not willing to make those sacrifices in order to be able to become the person that God has called them to be. And that's why you see them incorporating a lot of these demonic spirits in their life. And they wonder where these demonic spirits come from. They come from the activities that you portray in or that you participate in, right? They come from your mentalities, from what you're doing. If you really want to see yourself level up, you have to participate in activities that are going to show the grace and glory of God, right? But if you don't, then from there, all of the negative things that happen, you have nobody but yourself to blame. So start to live a good life, do the right things, right? Try to help people as much as possible. Be careful of who you give your sexual energy to. Like I mentioned before in my previous videos, your sexual energy is the most powerful form of energy you will always have in your life. So if you're just giving away your sexual energy like that, what are you doing, right? You want to be careful who you give your sexual energy to, and your food energy as well too. Your energy for food, you have to guard that in order to be able to live a healthy lifestyle. Because a person who eats the most food, especially the bad food, is going to live life not as long as somebody who's eating clean, is working out consistently. You understand? You got to value your health as well, right? If you eat badly, if you're not drinking enough water, or if you eat badly and you're not drinking enough water, you're putting yourself in risk to be able to develop a bunch of complications. But if you do the right things, then you're putting yourself in a position to be able to level up, to be able to become the greatest version of yourself. This is what you should be doing on a daily basis in order to be able to level up and become the person that the Most High God has called you to become. But a lot of people don't know what it does. A lot of people don't know what the ability it has, right? The ability that God has. You have to trust in God. Ward off all of these evil spirits that are coming to take over your life and your spiritual body, because they don't have the last say. God does. Trust in God. Believe in God. And he will come and save you from all of the demonic forces of this world, both spiritually and physically, right? You have to also understand another thing right now. You're going to go through a lot of trials and tribulations on your path to success. When you're leveling up, you're going to go through some sort of heartbreak, some sort of disaster, some sort of tragedy. Never lose hope. Never give up. Never give up. Never lose hope. Why? When you give up and you lose hope, you're basically giving all that power to the demonic forces. You have to trust in God. You have to be persistent. You have to be resilient. Right? Hard times really make a strong man or woman, specifically men. You have to be able to handle hard times effectively in order to be able to level up. But if you can't handle hard times, you will never get to the places that you see yourself getting to in life. So it comes with certain sacrifices. It comes with certain beliefs. It comes with certain attitude. And it comes with certain types of discipline, right? What are you willing to do in order to be able to take care of your family? What are you doing in order to be able to level up yourself? Move away from your family from time to time in order to be able to figure out who you are. Come to self-actualization. A lot of people, before the time that they end up passing on, they don't get to that point of self-actualization. They don't know who they truly are. They don't know the purpose they were called for on this earth. And they end up living a life that they are even ashamed of living because they don't really know who they are. And they've wasted 10 to 15 years smoking, drinking, partying, having intercourse with different women, or women having having intercourse with different men, just wasting time. And then on top of that as well, too, you don't even account for all of the demonic spirits you're incorporating in your body off of having intercourse with people that are not godly, right? Or that people that don't live a godly life. You have to be careful for these things, because these things are going to be able to make you or break you. You live life bad, you're going to have a bad spiritual life. You live a good life in the physical form, it's going to translate to the spiritual. You really have to start paying attention to your actions now, because they're going to have good or bad consequences in the future, right? Only you can determine whether they're going to be good or bad. But don't blame somebody else when negative things start to happen towards you, right? Hold yourself accountable. Try to level up on your own. Try to do the things on a daily basis in order to be able to become the person that God has called you to become. But that takes sacrifice, right? That takes sacrifice. It takes dedication. That takes hard work. It takes discipline. Are you ready to put in these things in order to be able to become the person that God has called you to become? Or do you just want to continue to be mediocre and average the rest of your life? What are you willing to do? That's the question. What are you willing to do? What are you willing to put yourself through in order to be able to level up? These are the things that the average person has to ask himself in order to be able to become the greatest version of himself. We woke ones know that if we're not improving spiritually in our connection with the Most High, mentally, physically, financially, and emotionally, we're doing something wrong. And when we figure out that we're doing something wrong, The question now is, how do we improve that in order to become the people that God have called us to become? If you understand, it's because you're woke. If you don't understand, you're not woke. This is going to be in this live stream. If you like this live stream, make sure you go spam that like button, leave comments, share this video with your friends, subscribe to the channel at Wokeebucks, WOKEEBUKS, and tap the notification button to get all the latest videos that I post. Patreon link will be down in the description below, and so will social media links. So make sure you go give those a check. But without further ado, this is going to be in this live stream. This is Wokeebucks, and I'm out, man.